Relative pronoun. Relative pronouns work as a conjunction in a sentence as well as a pronoun. These words are who, whose, whom, which, that. Now we have to look at the example to find out how do they work as a conjunction as well as a pronoun. We all know that who is a pronoun, but at the same time when we look at this example, he is the young man who saved my life. So in this sentence, who is the pronoun, but at the same time it is working as a conjunction because the first part of the sentence is he is the young man. So it is a complete sentence, and saved my life. So in between the two there is a conjunction which is who, and this who is also a pronoun, and this type of a pronoun which is working as a conjunction and it is itself a pronoun is called a relative pronoun. Why? Because it is showing a relationship between the first part of the sentence and the second part of the sentence as well. Look at this example now. She is the girl whom I met in Lahore. Again, she is the girl is one sentence. I met in Lahore is another sentence. This whom is actually a pronoun which is joining the two sentences and thus working as a conjunction. The next example is, this is the only thing that I can do for you. Again, that is a pronoun, and this is the only thing is the first part of the sentence, and I can do for you is the second part of the sentence. These two parts are being joined by the conjunction that. But at the same time, we all know that that is a pronoun as well. It is not so that there are no other pronouns in the sentences which are given as examples. Of course, we know she is a pronoun as well, and this is a pronoun as well. But at the moment we are just talking about the pronouns which are the relative pronouns, the pronouns which are connecting sentences as well. So we are at this time ignoring the other pronouns which are not reflective pronouns. Since we are talking about reflective pronouns, the relative pronouns in which we have a relationship between the two sentences due to the pronoun. So that is known as the relative pronoun. We will be talking about the reflective pronoun in the next slides as well. Again, it is not so that the sentences which are given as examples are not having other pronouns in the sentences. Of course, there are other pronouns also shown in the sentences because as we know, a sentence can have more than one pronoun. Therefore, there are different types of pronouns which are present in a sentence. So when we are talking about relative pronoun, then we will be giving the example of relative pronoun only, along with the other pronouns which are present in the sentence. But our focus would be on the relative pronoun because we want to show that this particular pronoun is a pronoun by itself, but at the same time it is working as a conjunction. That means it is making a relationship between the two parts of the sentence. In the same case, when we are talking about reflective pronouns, then that means we will only focus on the reflective pronouns in our examples, and we will not be talking about relative pronoun or any other pronoun in those examples. So you have to note down that when an example is being given of a particular pronoun, then the other pronouns are being ignored in the lecture or in the slide. Therefore, you need to just focus on that particular pronoun, look at that particular definition which is given for the pronoun which is under attention. The rest of the pronouns, of course, we all know that these pronouns are being used instead of a noun. and they are all very important in parts of speech and use of English text. So by ignoring it does not mean that they are not important. They are important, but in order to focus on that particular type of a pronoun, we would be just talking about that in the lecture.